Dawn breaks over the Euphrates. A family presses barley into the dark, rich silt. From these first planted fields, a new world took root. Along the great rivers, from the Nile to the Indus, roaming bands became neighbors. Domestication shaped the land, and in turn, the land shaped us. Villages grew into cities, and with them, the need for order. Power required more than strength. It needed words, etched into clay. It needed walls for protection and laws to bind strangers together. Codes and calendars taught vast populations to move as one, turning strangers into a society. This quest for unity gave rise to empires. The Achaemenids connected provinces with roads, Mauryan rulers organized trade and taxes, and the Greco-Roman world turned the sea into a highway of commerce. For the first time, standardized weights, measures, and coins made distance negotiable. With this new scale came new questions about how to live. In Han China, officials studied Confucianism to create an ordered society, while poets looked to Taoism for balance. Philosophy became policy, shaping families and throne rooms alike. These ideas traveled, carried along the Silk Roads in the minds of merchants and monks. Faiths like Buddhism and Christianity moved with the caravans, turning remote way stations into places of shared humanity. Monsoon winds and desert caravans expanded these networks even further. Islam journeyed with dhows across the Indian Ocean and camels across the Sahara, linking continents in a web of trade that priced pepper and promised paradise. This was an early globalization, a system of exchange that moved goods, ideas, and disease with equal speed. The Mongol Empire quickened this exchange until the Black Death swept through, severing connections and claiming millions of lives. From the ashes of the plague, a new world emerged, its gaze turned toward the sea. Stronger ships and sharper navigation opened up the oceans. On a humid quay in Veracruz in the 1500s, worlds collided. Sacks of American seed were loaded onto ships, while the sounds of chained footsteps echoed from below deck. Sugar, smallpox, and sorrow crossed the Atlantic in the very same wake. This was a new era of global connection, forged by both commerce and conquest. This collision of worlds sparked a revolution in thought. A scientific revolution and an enlightenment declared that ordinary people could question nature, debate ideas, and even rule themselves. Revolutions in the American colonies and in France recast subjects as citizens. But as coal-fired engines reshaped economies and empires redrew maps, new struggles began for the rights of labor, for the vote, for the very definition of the nation. The 20th century brought the high tide of this conflict. World wars and genocide revealed the terrible cost of division. A fragile peace was held through a long Cold War, while decolonization rewrote the map once more, and civil rights movements expanded the meaning of we. Today, that interconnectedness is undeniable. Globalization wires our money and our memory. Pandemics and a warming planet prove our shared fate is physical. The same ancient routes of trade and ideas now carry our data, our discoveries, and our dilemmas. We have inherited both the promises and the perils of this long journey, and the next turn begins now.